This kapitel refers to a very tragic story which is brought in the book of Shmuel, in which David was running away from King Shaul, his father-in-law, and David didn't have anything to eat, and he stumbled upon a city full of kohanim, which was called Doeg, and he asked Achimelech to please give him some food, and Achimelech gave him some food, he gave him some bread, and it happened to be that Doeg Adomi, who was Shaul's chief advisor and a great Torah scholar, saw this, and since King Shaul was accusing David of rebelling against him, he slandered to King Shaul that Achimelech was helping David in his rebellion. And the result of the story was that Shaul sentenced all the people of that city to death, which was carried out by Doeg, this chief advisor, and it was a very tragic story. So the idea of this kapitel is to say how terrible Lashon Hara is, how terrible slandering and being jealous of your friend can be, what it could lead to. As we can see that the jealousy of Shaul led to the killing of an entire city of innocent people. And King David goes on about how bad someone who doesn't talk properly, someone who slanders his friend, and he says and he prophesies that Doeg won't have any offsprings who will be Torah scholars, and he's not going to have any continuity out of him. Someone who his Torah could lead him to do such a thing, he will not have any offsprings that will continue in his way, and he won't have continuity. As opposed to himself, to David, he says that even though that now he's running away from the king and he doesn't have anything, but he believes in God, that eventually he will have continuity, and this is what indeed happened, that he became the king of Israel, which the kingship of Israel, of David, is forever. For the conductor, Maskil David, and Maskil the King David. Maskil is a certain type of song, which the root of the word means wisdom, and it takes a lot of wisdom to understand how terrible Lashon Hara, evil speech, could be, and that's why we use the term Maskil to teach such a lesson. When Doeg, the Edomite, came, as we said in the introduction, he slandered the Yagad the Shaul. He told Shaul that Vayemerlan, he told him, but David came, al Beis Achimelech, he came to the house of Achimelech, and he slandered that Achimelech helped him, and he was helping someone who was against the king. And referring to Doeg, David says, Mati Salul Bara Hagiber. Why do you pride yourself with evil, you mighty warrior? And he referred to him as a mighty warrior, not just in military might, but in how great in Torah he was. And he says, why you as a Torah scholar are you engaging in such evil? Chesed keil kol hayom. The kindness of God is the whole day, meaning to say that despite your attempt to kill me, God let me save me and let me continue to live through His kindness. Your tongue devises evil. Kesar malutash oisei rimia. It's like a sharpened razor, which is working deceit. That's what your tongue is like. Ahafta ra mitoiv, you like evil more than bad. Sheker midaber tzedek sala, you like falsehood more than speaking righteousness. Ahafta chol divrei vala, you love all the devouring words. Lashon mirma, words of deceit. If he was really sincere in protecting Shaul, he could have confronted Avimelech and tell him that if you support David, if you give him food, you might anger Shaul. But instead, he chose to be quiet and then later slander him. And through this, he killed the whole city of Koyanim. Gamkel, God, Yitatzcha Netzach, is going to smash you forever. Yachtecha v'yisachacha, he's going to shatter you and destroy you. Me'oyo, from the tent, meaning to say that despite you being a big Torah scholar, people are not going to accept your teachings, because a person who studies Torah and this is what comes out of it, they're not going to study your teachings. V'shirashcha me'eretz chayim sela, and you're going to be uprooted from the land of life. The Talmud explains that you're not going to have any Torah scholars descendant from you. The Yiru tzadikim viro, the righteous people are going to see the revenge that God took for the killing of the whole city of Koinim, and they get a fear, and they get a fear God. They always fear God, but now their fear is going to increase. For all of Yischaku, and on you, they're gonna laugh on, they're gonna mock, and when they see your end, they're gonna say, Hine Gever, this is the man Bayasim Lakim Uzay, who didn't put he didn't make God his stronghold. Yiftach Barev Ashrei, and he believed in his great wealth. Yois Bahavasei, and he drew strength from his treachery, and he tried to gain favor by slandering people to King Shaul. Now he contrasts Doeg's fate to his own fate, and he says, "Vani and me kezai sdanan, I'm going to be like a fresh green olive, who the leaf of an olive never withers. I'm going to remain fresh, bebeis elikim, the house of God. Batachti v'chesed elikim, I trust in the kindness of God, elam vad, forever. Oitcha la'olam, I'm going to thank you, God, Kiasisa, for the things that you did to me. Vakava shimcha, and I'm going to put hope in your name, Kitoiv, for your good, Neged chasidecha, for the ones that are devout to you."